Oh yeah, speaking of website chores, Jer.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a while since I've been to your website, but is it possible to link to a specific page? Or do you have to like scroll through the
No.
whole Okay.
I built it with Angular 1, which is very limiting and also not supported anymore.
Oh.
So yeah, you actually can link to specific pages. What's kind of missing is like thumbnails and whatnot. So if it was, it should be like jer.art/#/ because like the URL does change as you go through the website. And I do have like secret like deep links to Wild Azaleas, for instance, and so there's that. So yeah, Angular does let you go to a URL. The main problem I've noticed is that when I like share it, it's always the same picture of joy and the heart because it's the only like preview image I can share. So yes, and mostly yes. Anyway, yeah, there's some limitations to Angular 1, and it was just what I knew at the time, and I need to update it to something else, and updating it to something else is a pain in the ass that I don't have time for.
Was it really that long ago? It doesn't seem like it was that long ago.
It was like, it was kind of late life for Angular 1 in that like like Angular 4 had been out when I did that, but Angular 4 is different enough that I never bothered adopting it because it wasn't what I used for work, and it was so different. It was a complete rebuild of Angular, which is why Angular died. Because every time they refreshed it wasn't backwards compatible. You had to relearn their new thing, and it's just like, fuck off, Google. So, yes, it died.
Google
Sorry,
killed the product. What?
Google killed the product. Google killed another product.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because like I never got into front-end web development.
Yep.
And like the only thing I vaguely knew was I'm like, there's a thing called Angular, and I think it's like a framework.
Yep.
And now I'm finding that it was born and died within my career so far.
Yeah, it absolutely did. So at work I use Knockout and React. I don't like React. I kind of like React for like being at a big company that like, okay, we just need to plug and play these components and just drop them in and they run, right? But like React doesn't do data binding. React doesn't do like that it doesn't do state management. State management is a pain in the ass. And I feel like this rant is for no one, but like everything on the front end of like software is just event driven and state driven, right? So it's like, what page are you on? How much of the form have you filled out? That sort of stuff is what matters. And so it's like, how far? Oh, you're trying to sign up for this thing, right? How many of the fields have you entered? What step of the process are you on? What did you last click on? What did you last type? That's what front end cares about. And that whole bit about like how, you know, where are you at in the process is the state, which translates fuzzy-ish to state is as far as like the concept of state and backend, because it is still state, but it's state as far as a human being cares, not so much as far as a computer cares. And so like things like Angular, Knockout, and I assume Vue, I've never actually touched Vue, have like they're built around state management. What this is the state of the front end, the state of the model is this. React doesn't even fucking care about state, and it's one of the most important things when you're building a front end is what's the state of the front end, and you actually have to find like jank ass third-party plugins to deal with fucking state. And like to the point that like we're building with React, and I'm like, okay, why are we doing this jank ass bullshit just to manage state? Doesn't React have state management? And it does. And I start researching it and listening to podcasts about it and listening to other people talk about it, and it's useless. And so it's like, in order to do state management with React, you have to include some other jank-ass library. And the libraries that also do it are fucking obtuse bullshit. Wow,
Don't you love it
this
when you're trying to just do a very fundamental thing with a piece of software and you have to listen to a podcast to figure out how to do it? I've never gone that far. But like, you ever get to a point where it's just like, I'm sure this must be a thing that is possible, but I'm not finding any instruction on how it can be done.
It makes me so frustrated that the last two frameworks I used, Angular and Knockout, did this without any problem. State management is just done. And you don't have to think about it. The state is the state, and you've got it, right? Oh, the state changed, so that'll bind the back end concept and the front end display. That all of it changes all together, and you got it, right? No, you have to do it like preposterously manually in Angular, and I am sorry for everyone that doesn't write code who has to listen to the words coming out of my mouth right now. This is stupid. I hate.
I've just been mentally imagining various memes to accompany everything that you're saying as you go. Like, remember Bob from Incredibles, who's like, math is math, state is state.
No, and that's just it, because like you're a software engineer, you know what state is. But like when you're dealing with state in front end, state isn't exactly state. It's still state, but it's not though. Mm-hmm. And what matters isn't the state as far as the software is concerned. What matters is the state as far as what the human being sees. So it's that last little jump from the computer concept to the human's perception. And so you've always got this little bit of fluff on top of the actual state to say, okay, because of the state, this, the user state, right? Why is this what I do for a living? Why is this my choice?
You know what else this reminds me of? It reminds me of Jurassic Park, where they're like, don't move. Their vision is based on motion. Because that's what it sounds like you're describing, is these front-end frameworks are like, oh, something moved, something happened.
I fucking wish. Because, JavaScript is all about event, action, event, action, event, action. It's all event-driven and single-threaded. A thread is the number of things a computer can do at once. JavaScript only cares about one. So I do this, then I do this, then I do this, then I do this. Everything is in order, single thread. Except for one weird thing, when you set a timer on something, that actually becomes a second thread because JavaScript's running its own thread and timer becomes like a thread on the computer. So you can actually fake multi-threadedness in JavaScript. It's stupid. But Angular is actually like the reason they did it that way is kind of smart. Is they let's just keep with what JavaScript normally does, which is we'll just keep with what JavaScript normally does, which is event, action, event, action, event, action. And so Angular's like, okay, give us an event, we'll do the action. We'll change the state. Give us an event, we'll change the state. It seems so simple, but then you go and try and like have a form that has like several steps to it, and you're trying to maintain. People are filling out pieces of the form, which is populating data in a model that you're going to submit to an API, and you're like, well, we're like 3 out of 8 steps in here, and we need to validate part of this. So we're going to take this little aside to make sure that the thing that the human being entered is correct before we let them go any further. And then, like, if they go any further, there could be, like, 3 different branches that could go down. And so we really need to maintain the state because the state isn't just, like, event action. It's event, action, choice, different paths. Fuck! I love my job.